Hi, it's Double975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. And today I'm bringing you a fight between me and FOD. I did say recently in a video I go over to Seoul in this ship to see if FOD's there and then, see where we go from there. Because this ship doesn't have an interdictor, so if he wants to interdict me, he'll interdict me. Now, as you can see, I've got this fire group set up with all my guns and the ECM set up on one trigger and the ECM set up on the other trigger, so I can constantly spam an ECM. This obviously is useful against FOD because FOD will spam torpedoes like a good one, because that's what FOD does. It's a pump and dump torp ship. Unfortunately for me, an elite Anaconda dropped in as the fight started, and that elite Anaconda will whittle me down and do quite a bit of damage during this fight, as FOD sits back and tries to just, torpedo me. But as you can see, with the two ECMs cycling, it's very difficult for him to get a window of opportunity in which those torpedoes will work. And after his pump and dump fails, he's pretty reliant on ramming me and and that Anaconda to do the damage, because he doesn't have very much firepower afterwards. He's got the two largest two torp racks that gives him 8 torpedoes. Then he's got the huge and 2 medium multi-cannons, and I think a pack hound and a normal missile rack. But the thing is, that's not enough damage to get through the shields on this ship. But like I say, lucky for him in this situation, he did get the free damage, which is a bucket load of damage from that elite Anaconda. You can see on my little ship model, I'm constantly taking damage from the Anaconda throughout, which does have an effect to make a difference on this fight. Also, because my shields are weaker than they would be normally because of the two ECMs, that's pretty much where we're at in this fight. I believe if the Anaconda hadn't dropped in, I win this fight easily, but I've got to prove that in the future, and I'm actually happy that I got this chance to test the two ECMs working, and they worked fine. I didn't get torpedoed or lose my shields in this one. I was able to keep knocking the torpedoes off balance with the ECMs. So the problem with ECMs, the reason I don't actually like them, is that you constantly have to spam it, so it kind of puts the onus on you. Plus, they're just awkward to use. You can't set them to do it themselves. You have to manually trigger them, and to keep remembering to trigger them, because they will knock off the guidance of the torpedo will go away from you for a bit, and then the torpedo will reacquire lock and come back after you when the ECM effect is worn off. That's why you need 2 of them rotating to get that constant cover, as FOD pointed out in that weird video that he did of me saying that I had an ECM even though he was attacking a load of ships that didn't have an ECM. But thanks to FOD and my testing of ECMs, I was able to come up with this design which kind of gets the best out of it. Though that Anaconda, I swear, does more damage than FOD in this fight, which is a bit of a shame. But on the whole, it was nice to see me whittle FOD down, and by the end I've done a decent amount of damage. But the Anaconda's also done me a decent amount of damage, and as you can see, I'm just switching cell banks. I have a reasonable number of cell banks on this ship, so it's not horrific. It's not like I struggle for shields or it's really bad build. It's just, with a little more boosters, etc., I think it would be a better build. And I think I said in the other video, I want to do more PvP style weaponry with this. Now, there is an odd phenomenon at the moment, which is when I'm in my pirate cutter in Seoul, FOD doesn't seem to want to interdict me. He just doesn't. I don't know why, but he won't interdict my cutter. He's all too gleeful to interdict me in my vet, but not in my cutter, which I find odd, because it is a pirate cutter. It's way weaker than a PvP cutter would be. But yeah, because obviously I think we cover this every other week on my channel. I've got manifest scanner, hatchbreaker Olympic, collector Olympic, cargo space, all stuff that takes away from the defensive capabilities of the ship for space for modules to be able to do something. You know, the manifest scanner being a utility mount is a big thing. That's a big loss to a ship, is losing a utility, because the percentage wise, you know, you want as many boosters as you can. You're obviously going to want some heat sinks, so there's always a bargain to be made. And yeah, the nice thing is I'm pretty sure I got through all of FOD's banks, and had done him a decent amount of damage by the end of this fight. But quite often he flew out of range to sit out of range, just derping around, maybe reloading, I don't know. But that Anaconda stayed right close to me, and it's an elite Anaconda who's clean, so I can't even shoot him or drive him away. To be honest, should have jumped out as soon as the Anaconda jumped in and saved myself the headache of having this long protracted fight that I'm probably going to lose, because I've got to deal with the Anaconda's damage. But it was nice to get the fight in and get the experience using the ECM, and also, you know, show what the ECMs are capable of, because keeping FOD's torps at bay nullifies him so much. That is the weakness of the pump and dump builds, is once you've pumped and dumped, if they don't work, you kind of got to get out of there. But in this case, thanks to the assistance of the NPC, he was able to drive me out with his conventional weapons. Though I was kind of weighing up at this point, if it weren't for the fact the NPCs cheat on ammo and still had a missile rack left, I might have stayed trying to fight him out with my hull, only because I'm not sure if he was out of missiles or not. He could have been saving them from when my shields dropped at that point, because that would have been a sensible thing to do, or he could have used them all. But I was thinking, even with the ECMs, 2 ships, shieldless, it would be a big ask, you know, to secure the field on FOD and get away from the Conda as well. But that's the way it goes sometimes. There's not much you can really do about it. Being I am a bad guy, and being the huge bounty I have on this ship from power play killing on behalf of the feds, yeah, it was always going to be an uphill struggle with 2 ships in the instance. But I think I gave a decent account of myself and did a decent amount of damage before I left, and certainly his repair bill was going to be more than mine, and his ammo bill is going to be way more than mine, you know. But he did a lot of that where he was hovering just outside my range, so maybe more long range weapons will be the key. Yeah, definitely tempting to put lots of plasmatics on this ship. We'll have to see what I do with the PvP build. If anyone's got any good suggestions of what I should do with this ship, please leave them in the comments down below. Anyway, I'll say that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and GG to FOD, and congratulations on driving my ship out of system, with the assistance of the elite NPC, of course. You know, not the worst defeat I've ever suffered, and was quite easy to get away. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.